Hello everyone, welcome back to Real Red Talk. This is your preview for the match tomorrow night against Sheriff at Old Trafford. Much like our league form, we're starting to gain momentum now in Europe and hoping to finish the top of that group. In order to do that, we need to beat Sheriff tomorrow night and we need to beat Sociedad. To guide you lot through this preview today, we have two of the A team. We have Adam, how you doing?
How are you, Nick?
Perfect, mentally refreshed, I'm feeling good. We've also got Sam on the show. How are you, Sam?
I'm alright, mate. How was Scarborough?
You know what, the name Scarborough just doesn't sound nice at all, does it? Like, if you said, I don't know, to someone who was from Spain or something like that, like, do you want to come over and we'll have a holiday in Scarborough? They'd be like, what the fuck is this? So, yeah, it didn't sound the best, but it was actually a really nice.
Barbara. Who was Barbara?
Yeah, who is there, Barbara?
It's better than Scunthorpe. Scunthorpe's the worst name.
Yeah, but they just don't sound amazing, do they? But it was actually to get a bit of sea air, clear the air, not be on my phone all the time, and you know what I mean. It was a nice little break. So yeah, mentally I'm absolutely at it. Yeah, before we get into the preview, guys, if you look at the bottom right hand side of your screen, you should see a shiny red button that says subscribe. If you haven't already, please click that button. We promise absolute quality content in return. So smash a like on the video as well if you're feeling extra generous. As always, bit of quick fire trivia, fellas. Just I'd say an easy one, but we'll see. I'll start off with a little bit of an easy one. Which country are our opposition from?
Moldova.
Boom! Adam was like, oh shit. Don't have a clue.
The Ukraine.
Yeah. Moldova, correct. Now, you won't know this, but what the closest number? What's the capacity of Sheriff's Stadium?
Is it below 10k? Below 10,000?
I can't say. I'm going to let you guess.
There's regulation in there.
It can't be.
There's got to be a regulation size for a Europa League, so there has to be like.
Yeah.
I'll say 12,000.
I don't think I think it is lower because they couldn't play in their actual home stadium. They had to play us in a different venue.
They had to play in the capital, didn't they? Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm going to say 7,000.
Sam's actually closer. So the capacity of their stadium is 12,746.
Ooh,
Right,
700 off.
So you're not far away at all there.
No.
Far away at all. Sam gets a point for that. Now I want you to name 3 of United's worst defeats from lower ranked squads that you can think of. So it doesn't have to be any specific ones, but ones you can remember where you're like, you know, if it's like a League 1 team or a League 2 or just very low rank, like an Ammonia, you know, someone like that. Anyone you can think of?
Like heavy defeats or just a defeat?
Doesn't have to be heavy, just ones where you'd expect to win. You know, if you're playing like, I don't know, fucking Aberdeen or something. You'd be like, you expect United to win that.
Yeah, MK Dons is one.
Yeah, 4-0 under Louis van Gaal.
We got beat. We got beat by Northampton Town, 1-0 in the FA Cup. I remember that. That was shite.
Do you want any others? I've got a couple more here. So Bristol City 2-1 under Jose Mourinho. That was one of them. There was one under Fergie, and Ronaldo played in it as well. If any of you can remember. We lost 1-0 to Southend under Fergie. Southend in a cup match. Quite a few. I think Rooney and Ronaldo started in that game as well. And then there was another one which we just saw, which was in '95, which obviously was the year I born, so I don't really remember it.
Istanbul Başakşehir, that was a shit game.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
York 3-0. We got beat by York 3-0.
Don't remember that game. Don't remember that game.
Yeah, just a reminder that magical stuff can happen in tournaments, so focus will be key for tomorrow. A lot of people might be writing Sheriff off, but, you know, the lower ranked opposition can always step up to the plate at times. Speaking of the game tomorrow, fellas, both teams, of course, will be fighting for the 3 points. United chasing down Sociedad for that top spot in the group, whereas Sheriff only have 3 points themselves, which would mean in order for them to qualify, they would have to beat us tomorrow night and then Ammonia, which I suppose isn't completely out of the realms of possibility. But given our form's been in recent games, you know, it's going to be a tough ask. Of course, they have upset the odds before. I think you guys remember when they beat Real Madrid in the group stage in the Champions League. I think it was at the Bernabeu.
2-1.
Need to double check that. Yeah, they beat Real Madrid. So they can do it. They've shown they can do it before. But I believe their manager has just been has resigned or something.
Yeah, 2 days ago. He left.
2 days before.
Yeah.
So you can imagine that'll rock the boat a little bit. Who knows? They might get a bit of a manager bounce. Fuck knows. And in our last game against each other, we beat them 2-0, but the scoreline obviously doesn't tell the whole story. They actually had more shots on goal in that game, made more tackles, interceptions, and were dangerous on the counter-attack. So it's not as straightforward as some people might think. That's just certainly my opinion anyway. I feel like if we do what we did against Spurs, where we pin them back, create chances, switch play, create overloads, all that kind of jazz, and just keep the pressure on them, I feel we'll come away with a 3-0 victory. Easy early score prediction there for you. From a team to individuals, lads, we have to start the questions off with Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo. He wasn't available for the Chelsea game due to disciplinary decisions. He's now back in training, back in contention to start tomorrow. I'll go to you, Adam, on this first. 2 questions. Should he start and will he start?
Because it depends how he done in training. If he's fully committed and has his head down, well then why not give him a game? Because Rashford hasn't exactly been clinical up front, and if you want him to kind of get a bit of confidence back, it could be tomorrow night. So will he start tomorrow? I'm not too sure. Ten Hag might go a different route, but I think he should, personally.
Okay, interesting. What do you think, Sam?
Should he start? No. Will he start? Probably. Yeah.
Okay. Why shouldn't he start? I want to pick it.
Because he's not done enough to get in the team. Players are playing better than him. Players have behaved better than him. But he doesn't deserve to get in the team. I'd rather give somebody a chance. Give a youngster a chance. Give somebody an opportunity rather than play Ronaldo. But he'll play because it's Sheriff. I think Ten Hag will want to rotate the squad, so I think he'll play. But in my opinion, I wouldn't play him, but I'm not the manager.
Can I just say as well, I think Sam's really sticking by the moral code there because he's not a fan of Rashford as a 9. So if you're willing to start Rashford as a 9 and then Garnacho on the left, really shows how far you're willing to go with that moral code. Yeah. So I like it. A concern amongst the fans is that we've had 4 games in 10 days, 4 very tough games as well. Surely, Adam, it's a time now to give players like Dalot, Casemiro, Eriksen, Rashford, these kind of guys, to give them a rest and maybe rotate them for a couple of ones that are coming back fresh from injury.
Yeah, we have a few coming back from injury. Harry Maguire, obviously, as we all know, I'm kind of maybe dreading. He might get the start tomorrow night.
That wasn't what you were saying in the group chat, Adam. That was not what you were saying. See different messages. Of course not. Harry, our captain, love art. That's what I saw. England emoji.
He will probably be back in the team if he's fit to play, which more than likely I say he is. Wan-Bissaka should get a start because Dalot has played, I think, every minute of every game this season, has he? Which says a lot. And he's still putting in decent performances as well. So I think Wan-Bissaka should get a start. Given the opposition we're up against, they're not exactly, the best. Their manager just walked away. So there might be a bit of turmoil there. So hopefully we can actually, take advantage of that. In terms of rotation, I'd also like to see maybe McTominay instead of Casemiro, just to give Casemiro a break because he's been key, especially in these last couple of matches for us. I think he's, like, in terms of stats, he's been up there with, like most ball recoveries, up there with Lissandro in terms of also like forward passes as well. So the guy doesn't actually back pass in midfield, which is quite a stat. So hopefully we'll see a bit of him and maybe, a youngster. Why not throw a youngster in? Palestri and Garnacho are both in the squad. I think he touched on Palestri briefly in the...
about his injury in the press conference.
Yeah, about his injury. So if he's back in the squad, he could maybe get a couple of minutes. If we're winning, why not bring him on? Because whenever I've seen the lad play, he's looked positive. Yeah. So just give a couple of them a run out. Donny. And as Sam said, maybe instead of Cristiano, who knows?
Play Donny. He's back in training. I'd like to see him. Yeah. I'd like to see him play. Give Eriksen a rest. I'd like to see him get an opportunity because he's had not a single opportunity under Ten Hag yet. So it'd be nice to see Donny in there. I'd love to see Zidane Iqbal get an opportunity. I'd love to see Garnacho, like Adam said, Palestri. Any of them, give me 1 or 2 of them. That'd be really good.
Do we think it's a case of, because we lost that first game against Sociedad, it's kind of hard to play a strong team in every game? Because if we would have slipped up against Ammonia, which we very nearly did, apart from the 93rd minute goal from McTominay, and then Sheriff as well was another game where we nearly got done on the counter attack. So, do you think if we would have got that win early, it would have settled us, and maybe there'd be more room for rotation? Because he hasn't seemed to rotate a lot at all. In every game, you can kind of nearly name the squad.
He did against Sociedad, didn't he? And we got that disjointed shit performance where it was just nothing like what we'd seen previously. And that's the risk when you rotate too much. You upset the chemistry and the balance of the team. So that's what he's got to avoid with this. He's got to rotate enough to give players like Adam said, Dallo, enough time to give him some time off. Lissandro maybe as well, because he's played pretty much every game, hasn't he, as well? So it'd be good to give those sort of players. But if you over-rotate, then you end up with the United from last season, where it just looks uninspiring. It's backwards, sideways passing. There's no threat. The defence is all over the place. And then you end up getting beaten by teams that should not even be getting close to you. Yeah. So that's the balance that Ten Hag's got to find.
I remember Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doing that in the cup game as well against West Ham, just rotated everyone, pretty much man for man 11, and it was just, we got knocked out, and it was a terrible game. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you was at that game.
That was my girlfriend's first ever trip to Old Trafford.
Yeah. Bad one.
Such a bad game.
That's a bad one to go to.
Fucking terrible.
Like this?
Oh, fucking terrible.
I promise you.
I was saying to her, I promise you it gets better than this. This is bad.
Yeah. Little did you know the rest of the season how that would pan out. Jesus, shocker. Anyway, people who are currently watching live or watching later on, whatever it is you're doing, let us know in the comment section as well if there's anyone you would like to bring in, Maguire, Donny van der Beek, Wan-Bissaka, anyone who you feel like needs a rest. Let us know in the comment section, please. In regards to the group, Adam, are you confident we can top it and win both the remaining games, considering how we've been playing recently?
For the first part of the question, if we win tomorrow night, I'm going to be confident that we can actually go to Spain and get the 3 points. But it starts tomorrow, and it depends what squad he puts out and what the actual result is. I think, as I sit here now, looking at them with their manager walking away, I think we have to win it, and I think we should do it comfortable as well. I'd be actually disappointed if we don't, score at least 2 goals, like anything. Below 2 goals, I'd be actually disappointed, depending on the rotation. I don't think he is going to do much rotation because he said this competition is actually key for us this season, and especially finishing top of the group, because obviously we avoid the Champions League dropouts. And wouldn't it be quite poetic if we got either Ajax or Barca? That'd be quite
if we could get Barca and smash him, that'd be.
That was going to be my next point to you then, Sam. Like, think about it. Look, there may be negative kind of things with it if we do finish second, but we might have to take it if we can't get a result against Sociedad away. But if we get a Barcelona or an Ajax or something like that, that is a tasty matchup. That
get me some tickets.
The one with Ajax.
Get me tickets to that game.
Get me tickets to the Ajax game. Oh my god. Yeah, I can just imagine the headlines already. There's so many things you can make out of them games. But ultimately, I do feel like we need to avoid them kind of teams. If we get top of the group, I think there's 2 less games as well that we play.
Yeah.
Because of the qualifiers or something, and obviously with a busy fixture, that's kind of the last thing we want. But if we're looking at United's form, recent, it seems to be a bit of a team spirit back now. Like the mentality is completely changed, and I think the celebrations at Stamford Bridge signified that for me, like the Casemiro screaming into the camera, Bruno. I think Sandro hugged someone from the crowd or something, or grabbed him.
He grabbed all of his head. He grabbed all of his shirt and was just screaming in the guy's face.
Yeah. Amazing. And people are talking about the football, how we look tactically, but for me, it's the mentality, it's the attitude. It's been absolutely unreal under Erik Ten Hag, and he's completely transformed that dressing room from what it was. You think about it a year ago, lads, the leaks that was coming out around this time, the October, November, December near, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was getting sacked, it was complete turmoil. And it's completely turned around now. I think what he's done with Cristiano Ronaldo now is set an example to the rest of the team, and no one can fuck about. If one of the greatest of all time is dealt with like that, no one's stepping out of line. That's how I see it.
He also dropped players for underperforming, though. He's already proved it. Like Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw were underperforming. He dropped. It's done. So he's already set the precedent. So I don't think it matters to Ten Hag who you are. It just depends on your conduct and your performance. That's all it matters to him. If you're not performing and you're acting out, you're out. That's simple as that.
setting the culture is the most important thing for me that he's done since he's coming here. I love him tactically as a manager. I love his man management and stuff, but setting that culture in dressing room is the most important thing because we've got talented players, we know that, but the team spirit was non-existent. Like, it just was not working together. So I think that's been really important what he's done there. Of course, he's obviously still a long way to go, but if he can get a top 4 finish, maybe win a trophy like a Europa League or something like that, I think that would be absolutely insane, considering how he was playing last year. And it's not out of the realms of possibility either, considering the way we're playing. We went to Chelsea. That first 35 minutes, lads, against Chelsea, dominated an away team. Like, I haven't seen that in ages. All these was always counter-attacking football. We went to Stamford Bridge, dominated the ball. We had periods and spells against Arsenal where we was dominating the ball. And Tottenham, we did it for 90 minutes. So, yeah, absolutely loving it at the minute. And I know it's a transitional season, but I'm still hopeful. Let's see what happens with that. In general, for you, Adam, what's impressed you most about Manchester United so far this season?
I think you touched on it briefly there, was the mentality switch compared to last season. It feels like every player, especially in the main starting 11, is willing to die in the pitch for the manager as well. And I think that came into the squad after the Brentford defeat when the manager punished himself as well. He used himself as an example. And I think he ran, 13 miles? And at the end of the day, this guy, he's not like a professional footballer anymore. Yeah. Yeah. Like, from reports that came out, we're saying that he was nearly dead after it. And I think it, resonated with every kind of player there. And just the only negativity at the moment is the whole Ronaldo saga, like compared to last season as well. So he obviously has fixed a lot of the leaks in the dressing room, especially with a lot of big names being dropped. Last season, you would have had so much leaks coming out if that happened. The only one is really Ronaldo. Tactically, we look a lot better. We're actually dominating teams, top teams, as you said, like Chelsea, away at their home fixture as well. So the only thing, I think, negative thing that I have right now is our lack of finishing and lack of a number 9. And I think once we have that, as they'd say on Twitter, we'd be cooking. Yeah, honestly. That's the only the missing piece of the puzzle right now, and maybe 1 or 2 positions for squad depth, and that's it. So right now, I think we're ahead of schedule. I didn't think we'd be this good right now. We're up there competing on the edge of top 4, potentially, top 3. So that's what's impressed me so far, and we have a World Cup coming up now, so a break for a couple of players who aren't going. Others obviously go away. The manager can come, like, analysis. I'm trying to get the word out. What is it?
Take time.
Analyze the season so far, and pick up little areas that we actually need to improve on. And he'll do that. He won't be. I doubt he'll be at the World Cup watching the players. He'll be at Carrington, like, being like a chemist, like making these drugs, making new tactical things. Yeah, Eric Tenbag, just the Walter White of managers right now. Yeah, but yeah, that's what I can see him doing, especially after the World Cup, and hopefully we can hit the ground running after the World Cup as well.
And again, a similar question to yourself, Sam. I want to add one onto that as well. Are there any players, because Adam's talking about kind of squad depth there, are there any players out of the team right now, currently, who you think can push into that first team, and what's impressed you about United this season?
If Donny gets an opportunity, I think he could make a play for being in the midfield. I think that's the one player that we haven't seen under Ten Hag where we're like, right, what can this guy do? Because we've seen everybody else. Apart from that, it'd be some of the youth players. The youth players they've not been given an opportunity yet. So I would like to see that. Like, we didn't get to see James Garner in pre-season really, and then he got sold to Everton, which was disappointing because I would have liked to have seen him. So Donny would be the only one on the fringe where I'd be like, yeah, I'd like to see him. Wan-Bissaka, I hope he goes either in January or the summer because I'm done with him.
Wow.
He's not. He doesn't work for our team. Like, I'm sure he could have a good career at like back at Crystal Palace or something like that. I'm sure he could have a good career somewhere else, but he's not a United quality fullback. Like, he isn't. So it's done. Maguire, I don't know. I don't know where his head's at because his mouth says one thing when he's in interviews, and then the stuff on the pitch is completely abysmal. So it's just like, I don't know where his head's at. I don't know if Ten Hag can get something out of him and turn him into the player that he was for England, or the player that he was for us for a brief period. I don't know. But yeah, Donny's the only one, and then after that it's Garnacho, Palestri, Zidane, Iqbal, Charlie Savage. They're the guys I want to see. Well, I don't think they'll play tomorrow, but I'd like to see one or two of those people in there as a combination. And I think Adam's right. Possibly Wan-Bissaka might come in just to give Dalot a night off, but it wouldn't surprise me if Dalot played again, because I don't think Wan-Bissaka is going to be a positive for your team when you're playing a team like Sheriff, who are just going to sit in a low block and counter you. That is just, it's not a positive for you.
Do we feel like it's a bit weird how we haven't had clarity on these kind of players? Maguire, we knew he was injured because he limped off after the England game. But Donny van de Beek, I couldn't tell you. Obviously, Adam jokes. He said he had splinters in his arse. That could have been the case, for all I know, because I actually don't know what his injury was, if he was injured, if he just needed time off. And a similar thing with Wan-Bissaka. There's been why has no journalist kind of poked questions at this?
Phil Jones. Phil Jones as well. Don't know.
Yeah, I mean, with Phil Jones, it could be fucking anything from his head to toe. What he's had, the amount of injuries he's had.
But they've not said he's injured, so
yeah,
I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. Can I just say as well, on a side note, did I not get the Adidas memo? Was there something that I missed in the WhatsApp or anything? Did I not get it? Because I feel a little bit left out at the minute. But hey ho. Anyway.
Your stripes.
Yeah, 3 stripes. I've got my Nike in the background.
2 stripe on your pants.
Go on. Finish the rest.
I can't. Is it something from Tesco?
You've got fake Adidas.
I did that. There's another one. It's like you got your pants from Tesco or something like that. I can't remember what the chant was.
No, Bob. I prefer that version.
I'll remember it.
Okay. Anyway, last kind of question I want to put to you on this. Are there any teams that worry you if and when we qualify Champions League? I know we touched on it slightly before, but who are the main ones that worry you dropping down out of that tournament? I think Juventus finished 3rd. They're out of the Champions League. AC Milan.
Juventus look awful.
Didn't they get beat 4-1?
Yeah.
Benfica.
Yeah, they looked bad.
4-3.
Yeah, they did not look good. Juventus. They look terrible.
Well, it could be the teams currently that are in the Europa League, like an Arsenal or something like that, or it could be people dropping down.
Ajax aren't playing well either, are they? Under the new manager. Barca always worry you because the players that they have, it doesn't matter if they're in flux and stuff. The players that they have are just high level quality. If Benfica were going to drop down, Atletico, I hate playing Atletico. I fucking
everyone
hates
playing Atletico Madrid.
It's the worst. It's the worst game to get. If we got Atletico,
remember last year, Sam?
Oh Jesus Christ! The corrupt referee and it was just terrible.
Do not get me started on that.
If we get Atletico or something like that, I'm not doing a watch along. I don't care what it is. I'm not fucking doing it because it's the worst game of football to watch. Barca are a worry. Benfica would be a worry, but I think they're going to go through now, aren't they? Because they won. Benfica would be a worry for me because they've got some talented
11
players.
points. I think they ended up.
They've got some talented players, but Barcelona would be the big worry.
I'm looking at it here, and there's a few teams that kind of do worry. Sporting too. There's a whole kind of thing with Ronaldo potentially. I think the manager came out and said that they couldn't afford Ronaldo's wages recently, so that's why they didn't go in for him.
And Bruno as well. Obviously, Bruno was their captain. Bit of a story there.
Yeah. Sevilla is a big one. You know their record.
We always get stumped by Sevilla. Sevilla and Villarreal are the 2 Spanish teams that just fuck us every single time.
Spanish teams I just hate playing Spanish teams, man. I can't stand playing them. Always shit games.
Exactly, yeah. So if we can avoid a Spanish team, I'd love to get Ajax. I think they're not great right now, and I think we'd actually smash them. And
I travel away to that game. I'd love to go.
Amsterdam.
That'd be fantastic. Real Reds away trip to Amsterdam. Ajax United. That is a fucking
maybe.
Yeah.
Let's do it. If we get Ajax, let's do it.
Pinnacle shit. Even though it's the Europa League, not the Champions League.
I don't give a shit. I'll go to Ajax. I don't care.
Yeah. Get me high as fuck, and I'll go in Amsterdam. I'll go in the what's the Amsterdam stadium called?
Amsterdam Arena.
Johan Cruyff Arena.
Oh, Johan Cruyff. That's it. Yeah.
It used to be the Amsterdam Arena.
Yeah, I was gonna say it used to be Amsterdam.
Absolutely. Sorry, was there any more you was going to touch on? No?
Just avoid Spanish opposition. That was really it.
Yeah, man.
Because we have a poor record.
Yeah, stay the fuck away from Atletico Madrid. Do not want that draw, and I do not ever want to see Victor Lindelof playing at right back ever again. Please, for the love of God. Right, I want to touch on a few quotes from the press conference. I'll start off with Christian Eriksen because he was alongside Erik ten Hag in the press conference today. He got asked about his favourite position, where he likes playing like as an 8, as a 6, or as a 10. And he says, I've always played in different positions and I get moved around in the game. My thing has always been to be where the ball is. It doesn't really matter where I am positionally. Do you guys have a favoured position for Erik ten Hag? Christian Eriksen, sorry.
I like Erik ten Hag on the sideline in the dugout.
That's probably best for him.
Best where he is.
To be fair though, have you seen him on the training ground?
He's got a touch. He's got a touch on him.
He's got a volley. Yeah. I've seen it like how he kills it dead and then top goal. No, he's not a bad player himself. For Christian Eriksen, sorry.
Severe's in for the Amsterdam trip. He's in the chat. He's put Amsterdam, let's do it. So yeah, Severe's in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think he'd probably be, for me, best in the 8. I think that's where he's his best position. Knits to play together well. He's got Casemiro receive the ball, and he's got Bruno in front of him for an outlet. It gives him license to run forward. He's a decent defensive actions as well. So yeah, I think number 8 for me, best position.
Because at the time when we signed Christian Eriksen, quite a lot of people, I don't know about yourself, but quite a lot of people were thinking he's going to be like a bit part of Bruno Fernandes, but he's obviously come into the team and been a main player and been one of the best players. So would you agree with Sam there that his best position is probably an 8?
Yeah, I'd agree. Probably the position 8. He kind of reminds me in terms of like dictating the play of Paul Scholes in a sense, because he's a good shot on him too. Controls the game, and a lot of the time he's been our best player on the pitch as well. And Scholes used to do that a lot of the time as well, just control the whole tempo of the game. It's been a while since we kind of had a player like that who has that free kind of roaming position, because we have someone like Casemiro behind them. Yeah. So that's a whole brand new. It's brand new to us this season. Yeah, I think that's his probably best position, and then he's been taking a lot of set pieces as well recently. So you kind of want him hovering around that area. I know Bruno kind of likes to almost play as a second striker, isn't it? Like he got in the way of Ronaldo a lot, and I think that's why him and Ronaldo can't play that well together. So Eriksen behind that usually picks out those passes. I think we've seen it. It could have been in the Europa League where Eriksen made the pass from the left side of the box across to the right where Bruno was making the run, and Ronaldo actually took the ball off him. Yeah, so kind of in that kind of number 3 Roman 8 position, we're playing behind Bruno, the number 10. I think that's his best position, because get him on the ball a lot and get him on the ball, control the game. And I know we're probably going to get into the other quote. His best position isn't on the bench.
Yeah, well, that's what he said. He said, I didn't come here to play on the bench, because he was, to be fair to him, he was performing so well for Brentford. I remember we discussed it even before he went there in the November, when he was linked with a move, and I think we was all on the show at the time, and we all said it'd be a great move for Brentford. It'll be that creative outlet, and it's absolutely a player that they need. It's absolutely a player we need at the time, and he's kind of stepped up a level. He's playing even better with us. There's one concern with me, though, with him is how many games in a row can he do it at a sustained level, especially off the ball, because we've seen him drop off his physicality levels. I'm just wondering if that's concerning any of you guys, obviously with a busy period and stuff.
I'd like to see him get a rest tomorrow. It'd be nice to see him get a rest. I think if he's in a press conference, he's probably not going to get one. He's probably going to start, which is what it is. But yeah, I'd like to see him get rest. But again, that goes into our squad depth kind of thing. We don't have enough depth to rotate players like Eriksen, players like Lissandro, players like Rafa Varane. We haven't got the depth to do that yet. City can do that all day, every day. Like, they've got 2 players for every position. They can just rotate as much as they like. Liverpool have it to a certain extent, but some of the alternatives are a little bit sketchy in terms of the quality that they're replacing. So I think if we can do that in the next couple of transfer windows, we can bring players in who are able to rotate, and we'll be able to do that. I think we're in a better position. But at the minute, we're kind of stuck with Dalot's going to play 99% of the games. Eriksen's going to play a lot of games. Lissandro Martinez is going to play a lot of games. We fought for Ramwood as well, but obviously he's now injured. And we're probably going to see Anthony play a lot of games as well. So I think those players are going to play 99% of the games, which is, if they can stay fit and the performances doesn't drop, fine. But it's going to cost us in the long run because somebody may get injured.
Luckily, we've got a decent run of games now. At least I think anyway. Up until Boxing Day, like Nottingham Forest on Boxing Day as well. I think so.
Yep.
We've got winnable games there. So if we was ever going to have a period where these guys drop out, it's going to be right now because we've already played 9 out of the top 10 who are currently in the top 10 at the minute, I think, or something along them lines. You speak about depth there, Sam, and this is for you, Adam. He got asked about the January transfer window, and he said, in this moment, this is obviously Erik ten Hag, of course, in this moment, we focus on the games. In the background, we also continue and are working on the squad. You always examine how you can improve, and that is what people do. Do you see a realistic possibility at all that we go get someone in January if the right opportunity becomes available?
There is one right opportunity, and we know it's going to be fairly cheap right now and potentially rising even more in the summer. That'd be the dead giveaway that I personally go for, and I think he is interested too. But right now, we just need a striker desperately, given Martial's injuries, missing 12 weeks of the season so far. Ronaldo obviously isn't really playing. He isn't scoring. Discipline has kind of gone out the window, so we're only left with Marcus Rashford up front, and he isn't a striker. We know that. He's a winger playing in the striker position now, and I honestly think if you were to get someone like Cody Gakpo and play him as the number 9, he'd do a better job than Marcus Rashford right now. Like what I've seen so far when we play Rashford on the left, he actually plays decent now. I know he was last season and maybe half a season before that, he was running up blind alleys, but he's taken on a man now, and more often than not, he's actually beating the player with skill.
He's getting shots. He's getting a shot on target as well. It's just he's not shooting the correct sort of way to get the goal, but he's getting a shot away. Normally, he just snatch it and it hit the defender or something like that. That's what he was doing previously. Now he's getting a shot away and making the keeper work. Now he just needs to finesse that and just be like, right, put it in as far corner as you can across the goal. He's going to be scoring 15, 20 goals. But he's just
I don't know about you.
Smashing the ball straight at the keeper at the minute, which is making it easier for the keeper to save.
I don't know about you, Adam, but I expect him to kind of do what Son does for Tottenham. That's in drift out into that kind of left area, be dangerous in behind, run at players, have a great finish, like curl it into the top right. That's what I expect from Rashford.
He can do that when Martial's the striker. When Martial's the striker, because Martial's very good at hold-up play, and he can take the ball, then Rashford can come in, and he can sort of combine with him. But when you've got Ronaldo playing up front, it doesn't work. Like, you can't do it. And then there he is. And then when Rashford's playing up front, like as a striker, he's not very good at hold-up play. He's not good at bringing other players in. He's good at running in behind. So he has to have the right people with him. That's why Son works, because he's got Kane. Kane will drop deep. He'll do hold-up play. He's very good at dictating. That's why Son works. I think he's played Son as a striker before. I think is it Poch or somebody else? And it didn't really work because he didn't have that somebody with him to play off. So I think that's where Rashford would be better. That's why I don't think he's a good enough number 9 for us.
I'll let you come in, Adam, and then I'll throw an example out there. Go on.
Yeah, just comparing to Son. Son's a very, very well 2-footed player, and he's worked on that throughout his career. I think we've seen it. Who were we playing at Old Trafford last? Was it Spurs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen it against Spurs. I don't know how I forgot that. But Rashford cut in on his left when I think he was coming from the right, and he hit it straight at Lloris. But he was doing it the exact same with his right foot. He just needs to work on his finishing with both feet, particularly his good foot, because I'm actually just tired of him just smacking the ball. And Henry was really, really critical of that. The guy has everything you want, like pace, strength. He can beat a man, skill, but his finishing is just so bad this season. And it's the only part of his game that he's missing right now to be actually, considered that next level from the previous seasons, because we've seen how when goes bad, the lows are very, very low. But when he's up there, like he's probably one of the best finishers at the club. We've seen it on that, was it 23, 24 goal season that he had,
Mm-hmm.
and he was ruthless up front, but he was actually placing the ball in the net. He wasn't smacking it like full force, and that's just something he needs to change, especially when he gets 1-on-1, because it's happened more often than not a few times this season.
This is what I mean. I know I'm in the absolute minority here with the Rashford thing up top. I know a lot of people prefer him on the left-hand side. But Sam mentioned there, like, he can't play with his back to goal. His hold-up play isn't great, which I do agree with to a certain extent. But you think about Anthony's goal against Arsenal. Who set it up? Do you know what I mean? Who had the vision to spot him in behind and slot him in? It was Rashford.
Anthony is... His finishing is really decent. Is really good. I think that's what makes the goal. Like, obviously, Rashford works well in this sort of build-up play, but I don't think that's Rashford's game. He can do it, like, he's all right, but that's not his game, like, at all. It's not where you want Rashford playing. It's not his strength, and that's why a lot of people want him to play on the left, because that's his strength. He can cut in and he can score, and he can also set up and play people in for when he cuts in. Like, he's not a hold-up player. He's not Martial. That's Martial's game. That's what he's good at.
I think at his absolute best, from what I've seen, this is obviously a personal opinion, from what I've seen from Marcus Rashford, I think he can be that. I think the reason why Ten Hag's played him there numerous times is because, one, he offers something different. Two, he sees something in training that he's capable of doing it, and he isn't producing it on the pitch. As we all know, Marcus Rashford is a confidence player. Yep. I think it could be a bold statement, bold predicament, call it whatever you want. I think in a couple of years' time, he will be a number 9 up top. That's just my personal opinion. Again, I'll be in the minority, but I'll stand by that.
I think he plays him because Martial's injured and he doesn't fancy Ronaldo in his system. That's why he plays up front.
It's fair play. Fair play. Adam, anything else on Rashford before we go? Some quick fire questions.
Well, I'd be just the same belief as Sam there. I think it's his only option right now because Ronaldo doesn't suit the system. So I think that's why he's going with Rashford right now.
Fair enough. Let us know what you think, guys, in the comment section as well. Marcus Rashford, best position. Are you a fan of how he's performing so far this season? Happy with his development, sorry, I should have said. And yeah, let us know. Quick fire questions. Will we score more than 2 tomorrow night?
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Yeah, I said I'd be disappointed if we don't, but I'm going to say we do.
Okay. Will we keep a clean sheet?
Yeah.
No.
You're just gonna say no.
We can't do a clean sheet. Like, I think Spurs was like the first time I was shocked that we kept a clean sheet. I was like, we're definitely not keeping one. I mean, we were phenomenal. It depends how much he rotates the defenders. That's what it depends on. If Lissandro drops out and Dallo drops out, then yeah, we're conceding. If he goes with a strong defense line, might be a better chance.
Yeah, if the Undertaker's finishing move is at centre back, I don't fancy us keeping a clean sheet, to be honest. That's tombstone for anyone who doesn't get that reference. Will Cristiano Ronaldo start tomorrow?
Yeah.
Adam, yeah. Are we going to be wearing a mask tomorrow? That wasn't on the notes, but I was going to throw that out there anyway.
Well, I hope so. If he scores, I'll wear it.
Will Bruno Fernandes get an assist?
No, I don't think he plays.
Ooh. I think Bruno plays a lot of games. He rarely misses games, Bruno Fernandes, so I'll be shocked. I'll be open to it if he starts Donny or Eriksen as a 10. I'm absolutely open to it.
I'm going to say he does.
I agree. Will we top the group? Final question.
Depends on the Sociedad game.
Yes or no?
Selfishly, if it all went to plan and we didn't top the group and we get Ajax, can I do that? Can I do that? I'll take that.
Absolutely.
I'll take that. If we don't either top the group, but if we're going to finish second and do a playoff, it has to be Ajax. Yeah. That's my only rule. Yeah. That's my only rule.
I absolutely agree with that. Yeah. 100%.
What happens if we win 1-0 in Spain against Sociedad because they won 1-0 in Manchester?
Very good question. I don't know how they do it in Europe. Is it not goals? They do that goals for and goals against thing, don't they? Or something. So they might go to whoever scored the most in the group stage, like a goal difference kind of. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to look into that. But yeah. What did you say? Will we top our group, Adam?
I'm going to go yes. Why not?
I like the positivity.
We'll
Love
beat
it.
them.
Love it. Predicted 11s, fellas. As always, I will do mine first, and then I will ask you for yours. This is going to be a bit of a mad one because I did these yesterday, so now I'm kind of thinking, but I'll just go with it anyway. I think Dubravka because we signed him, and
is he fit?
Well, he's in the squad. He's in the squad, so
because
I don't care if I get this wrong.
He's not
I'm
been
just
on.
gonna throw it out there.
He wasn't on the bench against Chelsea, so
yeah. He's in the squad. He's been training. That's as far as I know. So I'm just going to throw him in there just because it's different, and I'm sick of saying De Gea. So Dubravka in there. Wan-Bissaka at right back because Dalot needs a fucking rest, and I hope he gets a rest.
No.
Lindelof and Lisandro at centre back because I think Maguire's only just come back, so I'm hoping he's starting Victor and Lisandro. I don't mind that. Malacia at left back because he hasn't been playing recently. Luke Shaw's obviously had that top spot, and against Sheriff, I believe you can start him. A midfield of McTominay, Fred, and Bruno. Give Casemiro a rest. Maybe Eriksen, but Eriksen start. No, I'll go with McTominay, Eriksen, and Bruno. That's what I'll go with. And then Elanga, Ronaldo, and Sancho up top. Adam, who do you think?
I'm going David De Gea in net. I'm going to start from the goalkeeper this time. Yeah, not confuse anyone this time.
Unconventional, Adam, but I'll allow it.
Yeah. The David De Gea in net. I'm going to go Dalot again. He's played every minute this season. I doubt. What's to say he isn't going to start tomorrow?
Oh, don't. He's gonna kill the poor lad. You can't play him. Like he's playing too many games. Far too many games.
He is, but I think he'll get subbed off. He will.
Okay.
Whether it's halftime or whatever, he might play 45 minutes, get the goals in the first 45 minutes. But Dalot right back, Lindelof, and Lisandro, Malacia, McTominay, Bruno, Eriksen, and Rashford, Ronaldo, Antony.
Rashford, Ronaldo, Antony. Okay, so no Sancho or Elanga for tomorrow for yourself. What about you, Mr. McCabe? How do you see us lining up tomorrow?
I can't believe Adam's not picked Shaw. Absolute disgrace.
Crazy.
Disgraceful.
Crazy. Deserves a rest after last night.
Have you had a falling out, Adam? Is that what's happened? There's a bit of lovers tiff.
Oh wow.
Is that what's going on?
This is gonna be all season.
Yeah.
Yep. Sell him already, please.
Yeah. De Gea, Dalot, Lisandro, Lindelof, Malacia, Casemiro, Fred, Eriksen, Elanga, Sancho, Ronaldo. That's my team.
Sancho, Ronaldo. Okay, we've all gone for different selections there, haven't we?
Yeah.
From what I've heard, I think it's a bit of a mix there. I think it is going to be a bit of a weird lineup tomorrow because certain players are going to be drops, but he obviously still wants to slightly go strong, so you don't know how far he's going to go. It's going to be interesting. Score predictions. I'm going to let you still go first on this, and then I'm going to go with mine. What score will we win tomorrow? 2-0, Sam?
3-1.
3-1. I don't know, because these Europa games have been really weird. Like, it took us until the 93rd minute for Ammonia. But then, didn't we beat Sheriff at their ground 2-0? I think Ronaldo and Sancho scored, didn't they?
It was Ronaldo penalty, wasn't it, Sheriff?
Yeah, I'll go with a 2-0 then. The same as you, Adam. I think 2-0. Goal scorers, anyone just throw in the mix? What do you think? Ronaldo?
No.
Ronaldo, Antony.
No.
Ronaldo, Antony. I think Ronaldo and Bruno. Sam?
Weird shout. Elanga. I think Elanga scores. Sancho. Yeah, I'd like to sing that tomorrow. That'd be good. Elanga, Sancho, and let's have a think. Fuck it, Fred.
Fred. Yeah. Madness. Fred doing a madness. Yeah. We'll have Scorching Fred tomorrow. No, Fredinho. Apologies. Fredinho.
Find his
for
passport.
Tomorrow.
Is he scoring the own goal, is he?
Yeah. The one. Yeah, the other end.
Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, that's the excitement about Manchester
You know what?
United.
It wouldn't surprise me. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me.
No, I think we speak for all the fan base when we say that. Fred, what a player. What a player. Anyway, that concludes the show for today, guys. Thank you to everyone watching, whether you're watching it live or watching it later on. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video if you're excited for the game tomorrow night. We will have a live watch-along from 7 o'clock when the squads get announced. And for updates on Manchester United, transfer news, general news, and clips from our channel, Make sure you check us out on social media. All of our handles are at the bottom of the graphic, or just head to the link in the video description. Adam, thank you for coming on, mate.
Good to be back on. Been a little while since I've been on a preview, so it was quite fun.
Absolutely. And to yourself, Sam, as well, thank you very much for hosting as well. The other night did a fantastic job.
It's been a while since I've done it, so it's good to sort of shake the rust off. I'll also be at the game tomorrow, so I'll make sure you guys see some clips on the socials, see some stuff on the shorts, see some stuff on the reels, get a feel of the stadium, all that sort of good stuff.
Absolutely. Perfect. We'll see you in the next one, guys. We'll see you for the game tomorrow. Make sure you tune into Real Reds Talk, subscribe to the channel, like the video. Peace. Take care, everyone.